For cheap D2R items, visit aoeah.com. You get 3% off with the code Arreat. Check the link in the description. Hello and welcome everybody. In this video, I'll show you my new Zealot setup, which I also played in the DFC fight card 173 yesterday night. I kept noticing that my non-tap build is already quite well balanced, but in formats like FPAD or DFC, where Fortitude is not allowed, I hadn't found my comfort setup yet. EDC has some huge deadly strike and it is allowed in ZPK and DFC, but without Fortitude it feels like the damage is simply too low, especially the minimum damage. That unfortunately makes the Death Cleaver too RNG dependent. My Mollets unfortunately don't have enough IAS, plus I still neither have any good high defense gloves with IAS nor a Paladin circlet. To reach the final breakpoint I'd need Fanaticism level 27, and playing an offensive skiller is suboptimal either, since that costs me valuable attack rating. So in the past I mostly picked one of my Fool's Berserker axes, which are easy to play at max speed. But here I'm not fine with my AR, and I don't like to swap too many charms, which costs me max damage of course. Since players in FPAD usually play with very high defense, my plan was to run at some higher AR value. And from experience I know that weapons with high minimum damage tend to dominate this format, which is why legendary Mollets are so popular. Then I finally had the idea. I still have my mace, which I often used against druids. Thanks to Cruel and Master's mod, it has 399% enhanced damage, which leads to more than 300 minimum damage on the weapon. Plus it has 222 attack rating, 20% deadly strike from the low rune, and plus 2 to Paladin skills are also very useful. Since a reinforced mace has the same breakpoints as a Berserker axe, it's no problem the weapon has no IAS. I simply play my 30 IAS armor and my 30 IAS armlet, so the attack speed is already in the bag. Since the weapon doesn't have the Fool's mod, I pair it with the Angelic set and the Chumped Storm Shield. The rest is obvious: Gore Riders, Dungos and Steel Rand. With this setup the Paladin has 26,000 attack rating and about 34,000 defense, at 3.8k life points and 4.3 to 6.6k damage. The minimum damage is higher than with my Mollet setup, and so is the attack rating. The max damage is unfortunately a bit lower, but what worried me most, this build only has 43% deadly strike, while my Mollet setups reach 60 to 80%, thanks to High Lords. But due to the high minimum damage and the high AR which should provide for a nice hit chance, I ultimately deemed the setup viable. A few test duels confirmed that decision. So my Paladin was ready for a fight night. After losing a very close 9 to 10 last week against a strong Consbarb, it was time to restore the honor of my brave Zealot. Big thanks to Coooley for streaming and commenting the fight. Have a lot of fun watching.
I'm gonna cut over to GDA Master and Neb19, man. Let's jam it. Staring into the fiery abyss. This is what he does, man. That's what the champion Nimrod does. You don't mess around. Stares off into that fire, wondering who his next opponent is gonna be. Right into the great abyss of potential enemies. And here it is, man. GDA Master going up against Neb19. Epic battle between these two. Din v Din. Let's check it out. This is wild, boys. The first melee match of the night. And who's gonna take it? GDA Master beat down in the first round. Neb19 taking it. Melee legend. But can this guy keep the streak going? Let's cut over to Neb19's point of view here. 1-0 in favor of Neb19, the Din vet. And here it is. Jaw versus Butter Q, please. All right, we'll throw it in there. Jaw v Butter. Jaw v Butter in the queue. Usually how I do this is when someone's in there streaming, but you know what? We'll take it if someone just types it. We'll jam. I also see Track Amp up in there, so we'll get him in the queue. That one's gonna be sick. I think that might be Track Amp versus Gemmed. Hey, no problem, Primo. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know what's going on, you know? Appreciate that. Mod privilege, you know? That's what it is. Now, we knew you was in a hurry, man. We love watching some good old Primo dueling, man. Always wild, always entertaining. Never lates. Always violent. Big cheers, man, and congrats. The first player to pull it off. What a legend. All right, a little bit of frame drops here from Neb19. But so far, I believe it's a tie game between these guys. Holy shit, huge hit there from Neb19. I believe he just halved him with like one hit. That was crazy. Let's have a look at GDA Master's life total as he gets all bowed up here. It's not like embarrassingly low or anything. It's like 3,800 just about. That's pretty standard, especially with these 2-socket armors here. 2-socket armors, deadly strike helm by the looks of it. That's pretty wild, man. Oh my god. Also make an announcement about the Din Derby. I know that's people have been fired up about that. We'll get that going in exactly 1 hour. Din Derby starts in exactly 1 hour from now. 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there. That should be fun, man. Yeah, we talked about it last week. That's happening, man. We got the Din Derby going on tonight. It's going to be all these zealots inside the inner cloister just charging at each other. Charge is the only skill allowed. No mana pots. But you got to be statted like a Zealer, and everybody's going to be on EDC. As fair as it can possibly be, try to take much of the RNG and trickery out of it, and instead of a Zeal duel, it's a charge duel. They're not necessarily dodging hits here, they're just missing. So it's the defense that the character has. So it's a chance to either completely miss, or if it does go to hit, they also have 75% block. So even if it gets through the defense, there's 3 out of 4 times it'll just be blocked. So that's why it takes so many Zeal hits. That's why these guys will sit there and just be swinging at each other forever. And that's what melee is, right? It comes down to that AR versus defense versus max block. Holy man, another close round between these guys. 5-2 in favor, it looks like, of the GDA Master. Damn, son.
After a fairly balanced start, I pulled slightly ahead, and my opponent decided to use his first swap. All good so far. Thanks to the lead, I felt safe for the moment.
Thanks for the heads up, dude. Sucks about that, though. Sucks about the ping. I know how you feel. Every time I lose to Joby, I lag. I would imagine mine is just like yours, like 3,000 plus ping. And he clips it, puts it on his YouTube and shit. Friggin' loser. Friggin' guy. Oh, look at this. Nice little midway gear showcase here from GDA Master. This guy, pretty savage on the Din here. He's got himself a nice setup. Hard to tell what him and his opponent have for a weapon there. His opponent looks like he has a small crescent, which is pretty insane. That thing hits pretty damn hard, man. Just took GDA Master down pretty savagely in that last round. Now 6-3, still in GDA Master's favor. And I also didn't catch GDA Master's weapon, but it looks like some sort of blue scepter, which makes me think there's a small chance it could be Heaven's Light. Holy shit, though, that crescent is doing some work. 6-4 now, still in GDA Master's favor. Yeah, I saw that, man. He wasn't even able to stream, huh? Could this be a big comeback from the Neb 19? He says, whatever swap he has done, very, very good. He's making a big comeback here, 6-5. And yeah, it may be that it looks like GDA Master might be going to the stash for a swap, possibly swapping out some charms. Looks like he's giving up some max AR lifers for possibly defense or 3620s.
When my opponent started catching up rapidly, I decided to swap as well. I wasn't connecting anymore, so I put more attack rating. An AR Life Grand Charm is perfect here. The fact that my weapon doesn't have the Fool's Mod isn't a problem at all, since I'm playing the Angelic set, and that actually adds a higher AR bonus than a Fool's weapon with 2 perfect Raven Frosts. Cruel weapon plus Angelics, or Fool's weapon plus High Lords. Those are the 2 basic options.
Yeah, just AR 44 lifer charm. Just trying to give himself a little bit more AR. He's not connecting as much here, so he's gonna try to up his odds a little bit. If he does have a Heaven's Light, which he doesn't, it looks like that is a E-Rep rare. I was gonna say if he was rocking that, he probably doesn't have the Fool's mod on his scepter, so that kind of makes it hard to hit. But that does appear like it's a rare, so it appears as though GDA Master has himself a rare scepter or some sort of rare mace. And so he does have the AR there. He's trying to beef it up a little bit. That Viso helm is going to help a lot as well. Wouldn't be surprised if GDA Master's attack rating is probably somewhere around 20k. Oh, he doesn't have the Fool's mod on it. That's what it is. He just has some base AR. Okay. All right. Wow. And still actually 26k. That's pretty good for not having Fools, man. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually pretty wild for not having Fools. Close round here. Could go either way. Could go either way. And there it is, man. GDA Master gets it. Close round.
My swap seemed to work as well, and I managed to extend my lead again. There were lots of very close fights. My opponent is definitely not joking with me. I'm curious what kind of small crescent that is. The damage hurts bad. Huge respect to my opponent Neb, who did an amazing fight. His swap has put me under serious pressure and seemed to turn the tide. But my counter swap just came in time and made me cancel his comeback. Since I've made some major mistakes with my swaps in the past, I'm happy to count this one as a success.
Because then it's like 2 are shrunk down to 1 screen, and the way that the ratios are set up, it never looks good. But would be cool either way, maybe for some flash scenes or something. Depending. Holy shit, a quick round there from GDA. And there it is, 10-5. Sinking it in just like that, man. Puts down the legendary melee player Neb 19, GDA Master showing some legendary prowess himself. Great gear here. Let's check out this gear from these guys. He's got the low scepter with no Fool's mod. But a nice, looks like E-Rep Sacred Armor, very nice. A chammed SS, steel rends for the big damage. Gores, and he went with Angelics. I think that kind of makes sense. I didn't even think of that. You don't necessarily need the Fools, but it does push you into Angelics. Yeah, pretty savage though. 2 to Din skills on that. That's very interesting. I wonder if that is the kicker that gets him to 27 fanaticism. That's actually, that would be pretty wild. Very well thought out build if that's the case. And look at this, min-max damage helm from his opponent, low, small crescent. If you would have asked me who I thought would win this duel based on gear, I would have said Giant Tree, aka the Neb 19 all day. I'm very surprised in this setup, dude. The Angelics, I think, was really what pushed it over the top, along with that big damage mace from GDA Master. I mean, it's practically similar with all of these, like, just subtle differences, right? Like, very, very subtle differences. Look at the min damage on this reinforced mace, though. 300 min damage is very, very nice. So every time he hits, you know it's gonna hurt. That's so wild. I would have guessed, if I was looking at that on gear alone, I totally would have guessed Neb 19 had that. It could be some nasty RNG, or GDA Master could be onto something here, man. Great duel between these guys.
Let's take a look at Neb's setup. His armor has less defense than mine, but his armor is pretty similar, just differently socketed. What really surprised me, his Fool's Axe isn't ethereal, but it has 30 IAS and 2 open sockets for low runes, so he can reach 100% deadly strike. I'm definitely impressed by how hard even a non-ethereal weapon can hit. Finally, you can check out the highlights from the Din Derby. Unfortunately, I broke a rule there. I fought with the wrong weapon. Everyone was supposed to use EDC, as Coooley announced on stream, but I have missed that because I was busy figuring out which game to join. The mistake was forgiven, and since my Zerker Axe is mathematically weaker than an EDC, I didn't gain any advantage at all. But now I know about it for the next time. I didn't score in the Din Derby, but I did manage to kill Coooley 3 times. That wasn't intentional at all, it just happened randomly. All that charging action was pretty chaotic, and my bad ping on the US server made the deathings even worse. So what was happening on my screen also looked very different from Coooley's stream. I was just clicking random paladins, trying not to get hit myself. So if you are watching this, Coooley, hope you didn't get it wrong, bro. I'm wishing you all a great weekend, take care and see you soon.
Uh-oh, some of these guys losing bow. Cracked him without bow here. He's in trouble. There it is. We gotta beat on Nim here. Nim's way far ahead. He's way far ahead. Looks like we might be out of gas here. We might be out of gas. We might be out of gas. Got him! All right.
Help me!
And there it is, baby! The Din Derby went round 1 winner. Who would have thought? GG, all right. Ooh! This is so wild, man. God damn it, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. All right, let's see what we get here. We might actually have a pretty good view right here, honestly. We did this sort of just sporadically on the last stream, and it's actually pretty fun. Oh man, and down goes GDA. Now it's Jits versus Fizzle. But Jits is very low. He's gonna have to pull out these pro charger skills here to survive. It ain't looking good. And his bow is down too. That's really bad. I think he's just going for it though. There it is. He got some space. Now he battle ordered. Very nicely done. He's making some progress, but now he's like 1. Can't zeal. Can't zeal. Charge. Charge. That was illegal. That was illegal. No zeal. He's looking to bow. He's looking to bow. We ain't gonna let him do it. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, man. I'm down. I'm down. I died in a bad spot, too. But I don't know. We might have a good view. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to pop over to Nate Fizzle. We'll pop this out here. We'll see how he's looking. He's pretty low. Oh, man. Jits is coming online. They need to get Jits or he's going to win. They need to get Jits. Holy shit, this is wild. Nimrod is looking to be in a good spot for this round. And he's, oh my god, all right, down goes Jits. We're gonna have a new winner this round. This is either gonna be Nate Fizzle or, there it is, Nimrod gets one. All right, boys, all right. Nim's bow is gone. We gotta get him. Oh, down he goes. All right, well, Jits is looking pretty good right now. And he does have one win under his belt. These guys are gonna have to work hard to get Jan down here because the longer they fight each other, the more this round is just gonna go to Jits. He's gonna be opportunistic. I think he's got collectively more life than both of them combined. And down he goes. All right, now it's Fizzle versus the Jits. Oh, big hit from Fizzle. Can he come back and win this? This one's anyone's round here. Anyone's round. Oh my god. Jits very low, Fizzle very low, and that's it, man. Jits gets there and wins the Din Derby. G fucking G. Jits the Din Derby champ. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, right? The guy, the most creative charger in all of HLD. The Din Derby champ. What a savage, man. That was awesome. Thank you guys for being patient. Fun AF. That was sick. That was super cool, man.